In today's lesson, lesson 1.5, you'll be learning about two new types of structures in French. First of all, you'll be learning how to form a negative statement. And then secondly, the first way in which to form a question. Thirdly, you'll also learn the words for yes and for no to give an affirmative or a negative response to a question. As far as forming a negative statement in French, it's formed by the use of two words. The words ne and pas. Now you notice with my fingers, my hand, that I'm separating these two words, ne, and then I'm moving my hand across the screen here and saying pas. That's because right here in the middle between ne and pas appears habiter, faire, écouter, laver, dire, etc. Any verb. The action you want to negate appears between these two words, ne and pas. For example, if I want to say that I don't perform this action, referring to, let's say, the dishes, I would say je ne. Is it laver? No, it's not laver, remember? Lave pas la vaisselle. I'll say it again. Je ne lave pas la vaisselle. So the ne and pas are separated by the action we're negating, by the verb itself. Another little point which you'll notice as you go through the lesson 1.5 is that, like any short French word, generally of two letters, it could be three as in the case of que, but generally two-letter words which end in the sound e, you're going to contract them with the word which follows. If the word which follows, which is a verb, begins with a vowel sound, and when I say a vowel sound, it's a sound where my mouth will be open. For example, let's say I wanted to indicate that I don't do this activity. I would say je ne écoute, right? Écoute pas de la musique classique, par exemple. Je ne écoute, but I don't say ne écoute. I say ne écoute, n'écoute. Je n'écoute pas. Je n'écoute pas quoi que ce soit. Je n'écoute pas. Or let's think of another example. Faire, écouter, laver, dire, préparer. Up to this point, you don't know any other examples, but I'll give you a verb that you haven't learned yet. The verb to arrive, which is arriver, arriver. If I want to indicate that you don't arrive on time, I would say tu ne, and then the verb arriver, I'm going to chop it, arrive, tu ne arrive, which is this verb right here, pas à l'heure, which means on time. But I do not say ne arrive. Arrive begins with a vowel sound. My mouth is open. Arrive. And therefore the ne is going to contract to form n'arrive. Tu n'arrives pas à l'heure. Tu n'arrives pas à l'heure. So that's the first point you'll be learning in this lesson. The second is how to form a question, at least the first way to form a question. I'm aware of 4 different ways to form a question in French. You'll learn 2 of them in the course of these lessons here in Unit 1. The first of them is the easiest, I suppose, which is est-ce que, simply the expression est-ce que, and this is the gesture I perform. Now, est-ce que, and you place the est-ce que at the beginning of the sentence, and the word que, just like je, ne, me, ce, te, le, all of these short French words which end in the sound e and are followed by a vowel sound will contract. So est-ce que, the que part of it, will contract with a vowel sound that follows. So if I want to ask you a question regarding does he live in Detroit, I would say, I start the question with this expression, est-ce que, and then I indicate the person about whom I'm speaking, il habite à Détroit. Est-ce que il, but est-ce que il, que, followed by a vowel sound, I, my mouth is open, il, que il, is going to form a contraction, therefore, est-ce qu'il habite à Détroit? Well, those are the 2 main points from lesson 1.5. The 2 other quick bits of information are, how do you respond affirmatively? I think everyone knows it's oui, oui, okay? And secondly, how do you respond negatively? It's non, non. Be careful of that one, however. People often will confuse the sound non when you're answering negatively, with the negation ne. There's a difference. When you're making the verb negative, you say ne. Notice I'm forming the sound with my mouth. Ne. However, when I'm responding negatively, I'm saying no. In French, I say non. It sounds as it's called a nasal vowel. That vowel sound there. Non. I'm pronouncing it through my nose. It's easy to say if you have a cold, for example. So, for example, if I want to say no, I don't listen to music, I would say non. Je ne écoute, which of course becomes n'écoute pas de la musique. Non, je n'écoute pas de la musique. Hein? Non, je n'écoute pas de la musique. Voilà. Well, that's the essence for this lesson. I'll see you in lesson 1.6 undoubtedly. Your turn to go and work independently on 1.5. Goodbye.